With Gen Z growing up on the internet, it isn't really weird for them to wake up one day and hate some creator. And I want to talk about this because I've been seeing it ramp up every year more and more. And if you don't know what a switch up is, basically you go from being perfectly fine on the internet to your being hated the next day. And usually we do see this happen when a creator gets so big and then something comes out about them in their past. Then it becomes a trend to hate on them. And someone who's been getting this hate is none other than Kai Cenat. This man's rebrand had to have been the craziest one of all time, because you're telling me this is the same person?
Fire on Titan. Get it. Can you get it? Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let's go for a little bit. Boom. Slower. Live in that moment, like, you feel me, nonchalant, because I want them to, like, really feel that is the suspense.
But like I said, with his rebrand, there's been a crazy amount of hate. You got people out here hating on him for shit like this. And I really think that the hate is coming from fans that used to watch him but grew up. But with Kai wanting to better himself, he's been reading to try to speak better. And by hearing this, it doesn't sound that bad, but you got people hating just to hate. Like, his can't do anything without someone on his talking about how Kai Cenat's worse than Hitler. Like, yeah, you're telling me a streamer who's trying to rebrand himself into fashion is worse than someone who literally killed people. But another group of people hate on Kai because they found his rebrand corny. And I'm not hating on Kai, but this rebrand was not executed in the right way at all. And this whole rebrand started at the end of September with Kai finishing Mafiathon 3. And he finished off Mafiathon with the GOAT LeBron James shaving his head. And I'm not gonna lie, by having the GOAT LeBron James on stream, this had to go down in the books. After these streams though, Kai Cenat took a big break from the streaming world and traveled around the world with his girlfriend at the time. But it's kind of weird knowing that they've had a pretty public breakup on Twitter, with Kai stating that he would never be in a relationship again. But I guarantee you on this break, Kai was wondering how he could come back, because once you reach 1 million subs and meet the GOAT, you really can't top that. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was in his position, I would not know how to come back either. And then on January 13th, he released a video talking about how he's stepping away from the streaming world and he's starting to do fashion. And in the past, we have saw this with other people like Kanye. But judging off a lot of Kanye's past tweets, a lot of people don't like him anymore. But with Kai, it was different because he was also posting on a channel called Kai's Mind, where he's been documenting his workouts and fashion designs, but he's been getting hated on for reading because people were trying to say he goes after his time just to show that he's some sort of genius.
Implementation intention is a strategy you can use. You can use pair a new habit with a specific time and location. The implementation intention formula is I will behavior and time and location.
Like, bro, we get it. It's to the point where you can just turn off the timer and keep going and not have to show it off. And if he didn't feel the need to include this, he probably wouldn't have been hated on. Also, a lot of people are trying to say that he's just reading the words to read them and not actually comprehending them. And I can't lie, shout out to teachers, because you cannot remember after reading books. In reality, it is good though that he's trying to improve rather than feeding little kids brain rot. Kai can't catch a break either, because you also have people trolling him for looking up a word. In the big 26, you're can't do anything without someone pointing it out and saying that you're corny. And I know for a fact the people who are making fun of Kai just sit on the internet all day in their basement. One thing that bothers me about the USA is only 79% of people can read. Like, isn't it a law that everyone has to go to school? But with the rise of AI in school, these percents will definitely go down in coming years. Also, Kai's been getting hated on for his new brand Vivette. Like I said earlier, Kai has a channel called Kai's Mind where he posts his reading, and he's also been talking about his newfound love with fashion. And he also shows his creative process of making clothing. He really doesn't get trolled as bad on here, but he still does get trolled. The thing that does get him trolled is him walking around with his Vivette notebook acting like it's some sort of scripture of God or something.
Wow. Wow, that just happened here.
Also, Also on the Vivette website, you can see his notebook by signing up. Like, Kanye did write his ideas in a notebook when he was coming up in the fashion world, but it wasn't to the point where he was acting like it was some sort of scripture of God. One thing that I do find funny is Kai Cenat taking photos and videos with a 3DS. Like, bro, you are a multi-millionaire with multiple cameras probably sitting around your room. Pick one up and use that instead. This man will never be taken serious when it comes to any sort of fashion designer. And he's also getting hated on for being quote-unquote performative.
Yo, if you can describe your outfit with a song, what would it be? Viva La Vida. Viva La Vida by Cosplay.
What the hell? Like, bro, you just called Coldplay cosplay. If there's anyone out here cosplaying, it's your ass. Because there's no reason for your ass to go from a brain-rotted streamer to now holding your journal talking about its light.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like a track, right? And everybody's on it. And when you achieve a lot or you do good, you start to succeed. You start to exceed it. Like, you start to keep going at a crazier pace off it.
And I'm not gonna lie, you can really tell that he did get into fashion because he went from having these shitty-ass 2016 fits to actually having good outfits. Before anyone says that he's faking it, I don't think he is, because if he really wanted to get into fashion, he could have caught on quick. Like, a lot of people do develop overnight passions to do something. But like I shown earlier, this man got clipped at Fashion Week reading his own journal like his ass didn't write it. And before I did see these clips, I didn't really understand why people were making fun of him for being performative. But as soon as I saw these, I started to understand it. And when you do compare this to other designers, it doesn't really make any sense, because you don't have Kanye or Pharrell looking in their journal to be quote unquote performative. And the people who are hating on Kai will definitely buy clothes if he comes out with some straight heat. And it's cooked knowing that the same man making clothes was yelling "Gyat" a couple of months ago. And if he was going to do this change in personas, he should have done it slowly rather than doing an overnight switch up. Like, while he was streaming, he could have shown his more passionate side for fashion. And it's gonna be a problem in fashion when someone egos him because they thought that he was still a kid streamer. And it really does look like they're starting to do that now with Kai being in Teen Vogue. The sad thing is, because of his clips, he's gonna be perceived a certain way rather than his clothing. But let me know what you guys think of Kai Cenat's switch up from streaming to fashion. Make sure you guys join the Discord, link down below. Also follow me on Twitter and TikTok and Twitch for upcoming streams. And VL on top. And until next time, I'm out.